Hello and welcome to the Business Dashboard on City TV. My name is Bobi Osei. Coming up. Now, on the Business Dashboard today, the National Insurance Commission approves takeover of SH Life Assurance Company. Also, GCB Bank, lays off former workers of UT and Capital Banks as it extends probation period of some. Later, Bank of Ghana warns public against transacting business with men's gold again. And KPMG dismisses reports suggesting it played a role in the Ghana Banking Awards. Details of these stories and others, including exclusive interviews, analysis on trending business issues, don't go away. Let's take our first story now. Now, the National Insurance Commission has approved a takeover of SH Life Assurance by a foreign company. The process is to be completed by the end of this month. It follows the company's inability to solve the liquidity challenges that it faces, which has also affected the payment of claims to clients. Anita Arthur has been finding out more in our reports.
The troubles of SH Life Assurance have been lingering for almost a year now. The company has had to continually convince its customers that its processes are intact following increased cases of panic withdrawal among the public. A visit by City News to some branches of the company revealed a very serene environment, indicating that business has been slow for some time now. Reports had attributed the panic withdrawals to the company's connection with the founder of defunct Capital Bank, William Atsu Asian, though he admitted to Mr. Asian's ownership, the Chief Finance Officer of SH Life Assurance. Emmanuel Nate tells City Business News the collapse of Capital Bank had no bearing with the operations of the insurance company. He, however, says the regulator, the National Insurance Commission, has since approved a takeover of the operations of the company by the end of this month.
At the moment, the company has been acquired by a new investor, so the company is in foreign hands now. Hopefully, by the end of this month, the new owner will take absolute control. They plan to meet all affected clients and to have a plan for them to actually recover all their claims.
But these customers I spoke to, on condition of anonymity, however, insist they face challenges getting access to their claims, which have been due for about 3 months now.
As we speak now, I've been chasing money for about 3 months. I don't know, so I just stopped following up, and then, I just lost interest in the whole insurance thing.
When you want to go for the claims, it's a bit of a problem because although you have paid in order for your money to be invested so that you get it at a later time, it's still a problem if you have to go for it because the people will claim either you have to come early so that it can be given to you at a later time.
Emmanuel Nate is nonetheless confident of restoring the company to its strong footing. According to him, the change in management should bring respite to the apprehensive clients and restore confidence.
Currently, we have a few of our clients who have had their claims delayed, but management has taken frantic effort to resolve it. The company is going to survive the challenges it's going through at the moment because of the intervention of this new investor.
So, it appears the National Insurance Commission may have to introduce new measures in the insurance industry to strengthen insurance companies and also prevent them from collapse. For City News, I am Anita Arthur.
Now, following the consolidation of 5 local banks into the Consolidated Bank Ghana Limited, some stakeholders have called for the heads of the collapsed banks to be charged. Adding his voice to such calls, the CEO of Heritage Bank, Patrick Fission, believes the law should be allowed to take its course if issues of criminality are established. According to the Bank of Ghana, 3 of the 5 collapsed banks, Sovereign Bank, the Beige Bank and Construction Bank, obtained their banking license by false pretenses. Commenting on the issue to City Business News, Patrick Fission called for good corporate governance measures to prevent the collapse of more banks.
In running any enterprise, you are bound to make mistakes here and there. So, where some of the losses have arisen out of unintentional errors, yes, of course, that can be looked at. But where there's been a clear intent to misuse depositors' funds, then I believe the law should take its natural course.
Well, moving on to some other stories, auditing firm KPMG has dismissed media reports suggesting that it had a role to play in the 2017 banking awards, in which some of the 5 collapsed local banks were rewarded. Now, the comment also follows the appointment of KPMG to assist the Bank of Ghana as a receiver of the collapsed banks. Now, according to KPMG, its role as analyzers of the Ghana Banking Awards spanned between 2001 and 2012. As a result, the company maintains that it has not been engaged in the award scheme since 2013. 2 of the 5 banks that have merged into the consolidated bank, Unibank and the Royal Bank, were each awarded in various categories in 2016 and 2017. A move some analysts have questioned as defying the basis for the awards scheme. Now, meanwhile, KPMG says it is not the auditor of any of the affected banks and does not affect its role with the consolidation. Still staying with banks, the Bank of Ghana has served another notice to the general public to desist from transacting business with Men's Gold Ghana. According to the central bank, Men's Gold is not licensed to receive deposits of customers, neither does it have the authority to solicit for funds, receive investments, and pay dividends or returns to its clients.
According to the Bank of Ghana, Men's Gold has not been licensed to take such operations and as such is breaching Section 6 Clause 1 of the Banks and Specialized Deposit-Taking Institutions Act, Act 930. The central bank has however assured that it is in discussions with other relevant regulatory authorities to take appropriate action against the company. In a notice to the public, the central bank warned that anyone who does business with Men's Gold Ghana does so at their own risk and as such will not be liable in the event of loss of investments or deposits. Meanwhile, in a response on social media, the Chief Executive Officer of Men's Gold, Nana Piamensah, expressed strong reservation at the notice put across by the BOG. Mr. Piamensah on his social media pages on Twitter and Instagram challenged the BOG to pursue legal action if it considers Men's Gold operations as contrary to law.
Well, meanwhile, management of Men's Gold has issued a statement insisting they are not in breach of the law as the activities are not within the scope of the Banks and Specialized Deposit-Taking Institutions Act. Well, on that note, we are going for a quick break right here on the Business Dashboard. My name is Bubiose. When we return, we'll bring you more of the latest stories from the world of business.
Tune in to The Point of View, Mondays and Wednesdays at 9 p.m. as Bernard Avlet takes the news further. He will bring the right guest, ask them the relevant questions, and get you the real insights you need on the big stories for the day.
I said, property tax, I will pay. If you come to my house, I'll cut you a check. But when did I do my presentation? February.
Yes.
Or February, yes, sometime. Nobody has come to my house.
Really?
Ghana is broke. And, that's the reality we must all come to live with.
The Point of View with Bernard Avlet. Monday and Wednesday nights, only on City TV.
The City FM Literacy Challenge is back. Are you a JHS student? Are you willing to contribute to change? What would you do if you were the president of Ghana? Do you want to win a whopping 10,000 Ghana cedis? If yes, then participate in the Literacy Challenge 2018. Level 1. The year is 2035. The law allows people below age 40 to contest the presidency. As a presidential candidate in a general election, in no less than 600 words, write your manifesto speech. Remember, letter must be in your own handwriting, must be endorsed by a parent or guardian. Add your full contact details and post to the Literacy Challenge P.O. Box GP 14123 Accra Central, or drop it off at the front desk of City FM at the Braka behind the police station. Level 2, the top 50 students selected from all over Ghana shall take a written general knowledge quiz. And finally, level 3, the top 10 students shall compete in the classic quiz competition to win the ultimate prize of 10,000 Ghana cedis. The Literacy Challenge is powered by 97.3 City FM and sponsored by Data Bank Edifund and MoneyGram with support from City TV. Closing date for entries is Friday, 10th August 2018. Call 0205-973-973 for more inquiries. Terms and conditions apply.
Spend 30 minutes every weekday catching up with all the trending social media conversations of the day. If you tweet it, we'll read it. We might just even Skype you.
Just, no matter your situation, you can rise to the top.
Absolutely.
You really
and
can.
It's interesting that he wrote this article on the 17th of June, and on the 18th of June, yesterday, he actually scored 2 goals in the Belgium World Cup meet.
30 minutes is all it takes, so use the hashtag 30minutes on social media to catch our attention. Join the most interactive social media TV show weekdays at 5 p.m. only on City TV.
For regular news checks as they unfold, 2020 news all day, all the time. Politics, sports, entertainment, business, and more. 2020 news. We bring you the world in 20 minutes.
And that's all the news in 20 minutes.
You're welcome back to the Business Dashboard on City TV. My name is Bobby Osei. Let's bring you some more stories. Now, there have been mixed reactions to the enforcement of the rent law seeking that tenants pay 6 months advance in rent from henceforth. Works and Housing Minister Samuel Atachia argues that the move should stop exploitation of prospective tenants in the wake of the country's rising housing deficit. Nanoye Ankra has been finding out more in the following report.
In the absence of a housing scheme by government to solve the country's housing deficit, demand for homes will continue to be high. Tenants would have to compete among each other for the few vacant homes available. My visit to the Rent Control Department of the Ministry of Water, Works and Housing revealed that as many as 21,000 rent-related cases were recorded in 2017. The 6-month law, if effectively implemented, may reduce this number of litigations. But will tenants welcome the effective implementation of the 6 months rent law?
By far, I've been 6 months in bedroom, maybe I will miss car. Not just say, and so or 2 hours or a day. Made to sing room self contained 1.5 a month or 2 years. What of fast sink about Bishim say, what is sink Bishim Tini, when increase Yako 200 a month. Meanwhile, so say, I self contain, then just how the baby back who be now, obey increase the price. And I 6 months, now I'm here when you know what's them, as one now, but now I call. Sing, sir, 2 years, nasty phone.
I'll go for the 6 months. And why? Because for me, I'm a tenant. And then the 6 months will go a long way to help us. For example, where I'm staying first, I paid about 2 years. And unfortunately for me, my job got spoiled. So that means I lost my job. So at the end of the period, I had to pay extra 1 year or 2 years for him. But I was not having money because I was out. So I need to go borrow. But if the 6 months were being implemented, it would have gone a good way for me to.
These landlords disagree with the minister's decision.
If government can do it for you and I'm doing it for you, then I think I have a cause in making some. But sometimes it's just over the bar, for such cost being piled on to the tenants. But I believe if government can go on to building high rises that can house more of the people.
Taking 6 months is not okay. Maybe you are spending a lot of money to put up your building, then you are coming to, it's like penny. And the 2 years too, well, you don't know the person you are coming to live with, so it's like tough.
All the landlords that, like taking such an amount, so that's how I see it. I'm a landlord, but I don't take up to that amount. Either 6 months or 1 year, that's what I take. 6 months or 1 year, depending on. Above that, I don't. Well, I feel, I don't study the person. If I take, I've studied the person, whether you can stay with me or you cannot stay. If I find out that your character cannot, or you don't complied with, my conditions in the house, I don't, renew it for you.
But for other landlords, the move will save them from troublesome tenants and also help them to make more money.
Inflation is going up, so when you say I should collect 6 months, fine, I'll collect 6 months. The next 6 months, if the inflation goes up, I'll just add up.
But for Madam Lena Quarte, until government provide a housing scheme to meet the high deficit, landlords cannot be compelled to take only 6 months' rent.
And we are trying to help the public to get the accommodation. And when they are inside, they don't accept 6 months. They can't go after 6 months. What do you expect? We get our own money to build. Government don't give loans to build those houses. So how can we give the tenant 6 months, 1 year? If the tenant is willing to pay 2 years, you can still admit that, because there is no proper housing scheme for them.
There are mixed reactions over the effective implementation of the 6 months law. The people you see here are tenants and landlords who are engaged in some arbitration of a sort over rent issues. It is unclear whether, if implemented well, the 6 months law can solve all the problems of these people. For City News, I am Nana Oyeankra.
Well, away from that, stakeholders within Ghana's small and medium enterprises sector are calling for urgent steps to strengthen the corporate governance regime within the sector to enable more businesses in the country to grow. There have been calls in recent times to improve good corporate governance in businesses, particularly in the banking sector. But what is the state of corporate governance in the SME space? City Business News finds out in the following report.
Among the numerous issues raised as basis for revoking the licenses of the 5 local banks recently is the non-adherence to corporate governance. The issue has in some cases drained the capital strength of the companies while leading others to almost collapse. The central bank has since introduced new rules to deepen compliance with corporate governance by banks. Speaking after the media launch of the 2nd edition of the Ghana SME and Young CEO Summit, the CEO of Heritage Bank, Patrick Fission, highlighted the significant role of SMEs in the economy, which requires structures to ensure their growth.
For most SMEs, they tend to see corporate governance as an additional cost without a direct business benefit. But when you are very small, yes, you may survive with poor governance structures, as in not having a formal board, not having roles duplicated, etc. But without a firm framework in place, it becomes difficult to grow. Because as your enterprise becomes bigger, then you start running into problems. So it's important that you put this in place when you start your enterprise. And that serves as a platform for you to grow in a controlled fashion.
The CEO and founder of the Chief Executives Network Ghana, Ernest de Graaf Ejir, however, blames the poor corporate governance in the SME sector on the attitude of business owners.
The issue with corporate governance is alarming in Ghana currently, because if you look at local corporates, Ghanaian companies that have grown to the level of banks, going into administration and going bust, then it tells you it is also a corporate leadership issue. So if financial institutions are going down, how much more the SMEs? SMEs contribute over 60% of the country's GDP. If they are not adhering to the corporate governance code, which in itself is not by law, then obviously the issue of scaling up SMEs and young businesses is really at risk.
This year's SME and Young CEO Summit is on the theme Corporate Leadership, Governance and Technology, Strong Pillars for Business and Economic Growth.
We'll turn into the banking sector. Access Bank Ghana has launched a campaign against obstetric fistula. The campaign, which is part of the bank's corporate social responsibility, is dubbed Fist Against Fistula. It will help treat women who are suffering from the condition and also create awareness on how it can be prevented across the country. There is more in the following report.
Available statistics by the Ghana Health Service indicates that over 1,300 obstetric fistula cases are recorded annually across the country. As part of the campaign, Access Bank will finance the total cost of 100 women with obstetric fistula condition in the country. This will cover the cost of surgeries of the patients at the Mercy Catholic Hospital in the Central Region. Launching the campaign at the Alisa Hotel in Accra, Managing Director of Access Bank, Isienyi Njoku, expressed the bank's commitment towards solving issues related to women.
As you may already be aware, Access Bank has over the past few years been a pacesetter for women empowerment through its award-winning W Initiative program, which continues to serve as a means to advancing the cause of women from all walks of life and to foster the country's economic development. This initiative remains a key developmental focus for all of us as a bank, considering that women form the larger majority of the Ghanaian populace and are most likely to be affected by a wide range of developmental challenges.
Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Madam Oti Kujaba, who was the keynote speaker at the event, lamented the lack of accurate data for women affected by the condition. She urged the Health Ministry to provide accurate data to help her ministry address the problem.
We are not doing enough in this country to help to change the story of persons who suffer from obstetric fistula. We churn out the details of almost 1,300 women annually in all the 10 regions suffering from it. The task force, I would like you to tell me that this 1,300 we are always churning out, it doesn't come down. So I would want to use this opportunity to ask the Ministry of Health to do a study to tell us, region by region, district by district, community by community, how many women actually are suffering from fistula. So that we don't only look at statistics. Behind the statistics are the people. And if we can identify these people, help them out of their suffering, of their deprivation, and their vulnerability, that marginalizes them, then we would be actually doing something meaningful.
The launch brought together officials of the Health Ministry, United Nations Population Fund, the Mercy Women's Catholic Hospital, Kaizen Gaze Limited, as well as officials of the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. For City News, I am Nana Oyankra.
You're still watching the Business Dashboard on City TV. We will bring you some international news right after the break.
For regular news checks as they unfold, 2020 news, all day, all the time. Politics, sports, entertainment, business, and more. 2020 news. We bring you the world in 20 minutes.
And that's all the news in 20 minutes.
We spice up your mornings with culturally enriched conversations, social interviews, and policy-oriented discussions that will keep you updated on the progress of the nation.
Because we're giving only those in their third trimester. So in the next 3 months, those in their second would be ready to receive the kits. And we're taking data at registration, which is before they take the kits, at delivery and post-delivery, so that we can analyze and we'll see the numbers. So from the numbers and the data that we're collecting, we would know what has worked, what hasn't worked, you know.
Join the Breakfast Daily team Monday through Fridays from 7:30 a.m. to 10. Let your voice be heard with the hashtag Breakfast Daily. Join us for breakfast. Daily, only on City TV.
The City FM Literacy Challenge is back. Are you a JHS student? Are you willing to contribute to change? What would you do if you were the president of Ghana? Do you want to win a whopping 10,000 Ghana cedis? If yes, then participate in the Literacy Challenge 2018. Level 1. The year is 2035. The law allows people below age 40 to contest the presidency. As a presidential candidate in a general election, in no less than 600 words, write your manifesto speech. Remember, letter must be in your own handwriting, must be endorsed by a parent or guardian. Add your full contact details and post to the Literacy Challenge, P.O. Box GP 14123 Accra Central, or drop it off at the front desk of City FM at the Braka behind the police station. Level 2. The top 50 students selected from all over Ghana shall take a written general knowledge quiz. And finally, Level 3. The top 10 students shall compete in the classic quiz competition to win the ultimate prize of 10,000 Ghana cedis. The Literacy Challenge is powered by 97.3 City FM and sponsored by Data Bank Edifund and MoneyGram with support from City TV. Closing date for entries is Friday, 10th August 2018. Call 0205-973-973 for more inquiries. Terms and conditions apply.
You're welcome back to the Business Dashboard on City TV. Let's bring you some international stories. Now, Indian taxi-hailing giant Ola is moving into the UK as it continues to challenge Uber around the world. The company, which was founded in 2011, has 125 million customers and is already present in 110 cities. It plans to start operating in South Wales and Greater Manchester. Unlike Uber, it will offer a choice of a private hire vehicle or a black taxi. It says it is working with local authorities across the UK to expand nationwide by the end of 2018. Ola says it will begin UK operations in South Wales in the next month. This move is the first serious challenge in the UK to market-leading taxi-hailing app Uber, which was founded 2 years earlier than Ola and has 3 million drivers and operates in 600 cities in 65 countries. Currently, Ola only operates in 2 countries. The UK will be its third after starting its first operations in Australia earlier this year. Both companies count Japan's SoftBank as an investor, but the two already compete fiercely in India, although Uber pulled out of operating in Southeast Asia earlier this year. Now, Facebook has denied reports that it is actively asking banks for details of users' financial transactions. Now, the statement follows a story in the Wall Street Journal that said the social media giant had asked US banks for such data. Facebook said some users opted in to accessing some financial information in its Messenger app. Any data that was accessed by the company for such purposes was not used for advertising, it added. The Wall Street Journal had reported that Facebook approached JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, Citigroup, and US Bancorp to ask for information about users' account balances and card transactions. However, Facebook said that users must opt in to linking the Messenger chat app to their bank accounts. And finally, on the international front, the U.S. President Donald Trump has issued a strong warning to anyone trading with Iran following his reimposition of sanctions on the country. Now, anyone doing business with Iran will not be doing business with the United States. The president tweeted. Some reimposed sanctions took effect overnight, and tougher ones relating to oil exports will begin in November. Iran's president said the measures were psychological warfare which aimed to sow division among Iranians. Well, many thanks for joining us for tonight's edition of Business Dashboard. My name is Bob Yosef. For more news, do visit citybusinessnews.com. Well, many thanks for your time. We'll come your way tomorrow with another edition of the Business Dashboard. Bye-bye.